I'm live. It's 5 seconds, 4 seconds. I'm. Ooh, I am getting no audio. I'm gonna change that up. All right. I gotta see if this is actually. Sounds good. Audio sounds good. All right. Welcome to 2024 Creative Commons Community Music Awards Winter Show #1. Next week, we are going to do Winter Show #2, in which case we will announce the album of the year and the track of the year. The ballots for the album of the year and the track of the year are not out yet. Well, I don't know who the winners are. I haven't for the ones today. I don't have a playlist. Yeah, it's been a busy time. Maybe we'll get into some of that as we as we come along. But resoundingly after an initial, so some of these winners are going to be from runoffs, and some of them are not. So we had a resounding winner in the runoff between the Pops, Bottom of the Pops, and B4 VHS. The Pops, Bottom of the Pops is our clear winner in the pop album category. Now, the B4 album, I think, has a little bit more of a experimental vibe. So I think that's probably why that the Pops was the winner in this particular one. But if you're into more like indie, like an indie vibe, like an indie pop vibe, with a more experimental thing, definitely check out B4 the VHS, which was obviously one of the nominees. I mean, all of the nominees were great. A month ago, I did a nominee show where I paid some B4. I am pretty sure. Now, obviously, we're not going to play through a whole album here. And we have played, I think, all of the videos off of this album in various times, either in the old iteration of the show before we started doing interviews, or in the nominee show. But I'm going to do one. I think that it might be the best video off of the tracks of those albums. One thing, so there's a guy in this band that's from kind of a well-known punk band, and I want to get the name of that band right. So I'm going to look that up while we listen to the Pops, Elite Anui.
Jacked us up on a quiet street. It's a part that seems superfluous, but you took a giant piece of us. But you took a giant piece of us. I was waiting for a chance to take my shot, but a bicycle is all I've got. I was fantasizing you might walk by. I've never heard of it, and I don't think I could try. I will send a man in Moscow dressed in red.
All right. Big D and the Kids Table was the name of the band that has members from. So they're obviously not Green Day as far as but they're a well known band in the punk scene. Always love to see, folks that have been part of the traditional music scene releasing their stuff under Creative Commons. Now, the next category up is Best Experimental / Other Album. Now we go with experimental / other because it's like there's a whole bunch of like weird stuff. Like somebody coined the term weirdbient, that I know some people did. It's like anything that like doesn't quite fit somewhere else. Like we don't have a like a spoken word category, so if there was a spoken word album, that would go there. First round, this one actually had a tie for 3. Vietnam 2, Still Empty Like Before, Kanojo, Music to Kukbai, and Abu Amma plus Bedouin Drone, Dalat Li Debaba, something like that. I don't actually know what language that is. All 3 of those excellent albums. I'd say they all kind of tend towards the like trip hop side of experimental. I got like a little ambient hip hop sort of vibe going on. I'd say all 3 of them a little bit. But the winner here was Vietnam 2 in the end. Now, I am not able to find, I'm going to give it one more quick look here. I don't think there are any Vietnam 2 actual videos here. So I think that some of Eddie Palmer's other bands might have gotten nominated in other things. I'm looking at the runoffs here, and I don't see any that are in the runoffs. So I can't remember. Eddie Palmer, Cloud Warmer has won awards in for the Creative Commons Community Music Awards in years past. I'm gonna play a Cloud Warmer track now. Cloud Warmer is Eddie, and I don't remember the other guy's name in Cloud Warmer. I believe it. Well, I was gonna say it's one of the guys in. Okay, so Cloud Warmer is just Eddie Palmer. That's Eddie Palmer's solo stuff, but not the stuff that's under his name. The stuff under his name, if I recall correctly, and I did an interview with him back in December, so you guys can go back and check, make sure this is right. But the stuff under his name is stuff that he does for like video games and movies, any sort of like things that are like they're his composition, but they're for like a wider work. They're not like wholly his creative, it's like based off something. That would be the stuff for the Eddie. Maybe they might be all commissioned stuff under Eddie Palmer. I'm not real sure. But Cloud Warmer is his like solo, artistic endeavor sort of thing. And then Vietnam 2, and Eddie has like 1,000 bands. So again, go check out the interview and we talk about a bunch of those. But Vietnam 2 is a thing he does with a guy in Ohio named Jamar. Jamar has a last name. I don't remember it off of the top of my head though. Not to be confused with Fields, Ohio, which is another project based in Ohio. But yeah, so Vietnam 2 is Jamar and Eddie. And so I definitely want to give Jamar his props, but I don't think they have any videos. I wasn't able to find any. So what we're actually gonna watch and listen to here is Cloud Warmers, QAnon Moms of Malibu / They're Gonna Build Whole Foods here. This is almost exactly 3 years old. It's March 10th right now. So we're a couple weeks off from the March 28th, 2021 release of this. I think the album and the video were released the same day, which was March 28th, 2021. Enjoy.
Thank like you're coming back to where you started from. Originally, you don't. And every time you drop acid, you get a little bit further away from reality. And I took so much acid that I just was what I would term spaced. And it took me many years to what I term now re-enter. And that was just through not having any acid and having to deal with reality every day.
All right. Again, that was Cloud Warmer filling in for Vietnam 2 because I could not find any videos for Vietnam 2. Maybe they're hanging out somewhere. I didn't find them. All right. Next up, we have Best Folk Track. This was a runoff between Geist with Into the Night, which is the first track off of their album from last year. Really enjoyed that album. And then there is the winner here, Nina Tormenta with Mi Pina. That is a release off of the Yuva Robot net label. Now, we played Nina Tormenta as a contemporary classical track nominee back on January 28th during the nominee show. That was Vivo Imaginando Cosos. So we are going to play a different track this time. I have not yet picked out that track because I was busy stuffing my face with food instead of figuring this out. So I have not, I don't actually know what we're going to watch here. This is not one that I have seen before, but this is off the Yuva Robot YouTube. This is from 6 years ago, so not off this latest album, but it is a Nina Tormento track. This is Ala Mar Fui por Naranjas, and this is the official video.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right, it did not like that. It just says, please give the real video link, which yeah, I don't really know what happened there. I'm gonna try this one more time, and then because it didn't give me like a parental advisory or any sort of like reason why we couldn't watch this. So we're gonna try it again, and then if not, we'll pick another one.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A la mar fui por naranja, cosa que la mar no tiene, cosa que la mar no tiene. A la mar fui por naranja, cosa que la mar no tiene, cosa que la mar no tiene. Metí la mano en el agua, las esperanzas mantiene. Metí la mano en el agua, las esperanzas mantiene, las esperanzas mantiene. Echa a correr la naranja, que ella buscará su centro, que ella buscará su centro. Echa a correr la naranja, que ella buscará su centro, que ella buscará su centro. No la partas con cuchillo, que mi corazón va adentro. No la partas con cuchillo, que mi corazón va adentro, que mi corazón va adentro. Las flores de los naranjos se reparten con el viento, se reparten con el viento. Las flores de los naranjos se reparten con el viento, se reparten con el viento. amor, repartido el pensamiento, repartido el pensamiento.
Right. Again, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but that I could not find a video for Mi Pina, so that was the fill-in for the track, the best folk track for the year. All right, so yeah, the next one is another track nominee where the track winner where the track is not available. It's Esor Echut. And Exude Rule is the name of the winner. But yeah, that is not to be found. There is a 20-minute video which might include that. It's got 3 chapters, so it's a little unclear if that is in there or not. But what we are going to do here is we are going to watch a 3-minute video from this band. It is listed as a teaser, and it is the Norte Civilization. All right, and that is a band that we have played before. So yeah, go back and check that out if you want to hear more of that. All right. Next up, we have the best metal album. Now, we have played, excuse me, some long tracks off of this album in the past. What we're going to do this time is actually listen to a rehearsal session at Owl Mountain Audio. I think these guys might be from New York. So I'll have to check that out after we listen to this. So the album is Beholden by Inheris, and the other runoff vote was Project Rowan Wolf's Project Rowan Wolf album. Sadly, Project Rowan Wolf is no longer a band. And spoiler alert, next up is the best metal track, and Inheris's Forgotten Kingdom was also in the running for best metal track, but it lost out to Alkanot's Lost. So we will hear something from Alkanot up next, but for right now, this is Inheris's their studio session. All right. I personally really love that album. Did not gonna be honest, did not vote for the Alkanot track for best track. Really love me some Inheris. So there are not a lot of Alkanot videos. So I think sadly, what we're gonna have to do. Okay, well, that's a cover. On the one Alkanot video that they have is a Blue Oyster Cult Godzilla cover. So yeah, I mean, I could play this cover. I could play a track without a video, or I could play the track that I have already played. I don't like any of those options, but yeah, that's what we have going on here. I think what I'm gonna do, because I have a great distaste for playing non-videos, and I also really don't want to play non-Creative Commons stuff. I'm gonna replay Alkanauts Ascending 1, The Departure. Yeah, you should definitely go back and listen to all the nominee, the two nominee shows that we had. But this is a track that you will not have to go back and listen to find. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna mute myself real quick again. Probably gonna sneeze. My sneeze is always coming too. I actually missed the best experimental / other track. I think I just saw best experimental / other when I looked back and skipped it on. The two that went into runoff here were Amara Fleur with Nameless and Cognition Delay, Aleka's Heartbeat. And this is one of those. I think the Pomps probably had they had the biggest run away in the runoffs. But the next biggest gap was between Amara Fleur and Cognition Delay. So I definitely want to play some Cognition Delay if they have um, a track here. And I think Leica's Heartbeat is on here, but I don't remember if it's a, well, there's yeah, so there are a lot of videos about Leica or Laika, I'm not real sure. Laika was the dog that was sent in space by the Russians. I think a lot of people think that was not a very nice thing to do to that poor stray dog. But I'm sure that a lot of bad things have been done by a lot of countries. So don't necessarily want to single out Russia for that. You know, I mean, that was in the 50s. I do want to single out Russia for invading Ukraine, though, because that is now and not in the 1950s. So it doesn't seem like we've learned many lessons from the past in that respect. But yeah, you can find out where you can see yeah, a bunch of stuff about Leica on the YouTubes, probably on archive.org as well, because that is archival footage. But yeah, I'm not finding the Cognition Delay there. So there is some Cognition Delay tracks that look like album art tracks. Here's Abrupt Decision. Does this actually, yeah, so that's another album art track. I think all of their stuff may be sadly album art. So yeah, that was released on, I believe it was on, yeah, Majorca Records. Lots of good stuff coming out of Majorca Records. That's Mahorka. They are on Bandcamp. They might have their own website too. I don't know. Let's check it out here. But the DeWalt, Libya, the Abu Amma Bedouin drone that I mentioned earlier, that was also on Majorca. Believe that Grosso Gadgeto and Black Saturn also made the nominee list. They were certainly in on the short list. I believe that Sven Phalix last year was a nominee off of Majorca Records. Great label in the kind of in the maybe it was this year. Maybe Sven Halix. No, that Sven Halix was is actually a new release. I sent that to Sam to check out for this year. I must have enjoyed that because I listened to it because I remember the name. But the net label is out of Bulgaria, and they have Majorca MAHORKA.org. So if you're not a fan of Bandcamp, you can go and find these things on their site. Quite prolific. I am not, generally speaking, a huge fan of what you would call experimental music, but I think that the Majorca stuff they find sort of like a middle ground. A lot of like found recordings and soundscape stuff, electronic music, in that sort of vein, and they seem to find a spot that is interesting, but not just like flat at weird, which I often personally is just not my thing. So if you're not into the super duper weird experimental stuff, don't be turned off because they're experimental. Definitely check out Majorca. I know a lot of folks are fans of them. Unfortunately, though, there is no video for cognition delay. Maybe just for funsies. Let's see. I think I might have played the Amera Floor Nameless before, or I played something by Amera Floor. Was it name? It was Nameless, right? That was what I said. It's been a long couple of weeks. Yes, Nameless is the name of the track. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think I played this. Well, you know what? I've got it right in front of me. Let me see. I think I played another. Might have played a different track. I'm just gonna play this Amira Floor Nameless track. Um, and then yeah, people can check this out. So this was basically the runner up in this category. So it's 7.5 minute video. So you know, grab some water, cup of coffee, some tea, whatever is appropriate for the time of day you're watching this. Settle in.
Gonna start again.
Si vale, sácala, sabuya, sapila.
All right. So I remembered why that I didn't play that before. That is because that Amara Fleur um, was the winner for Africa this year, and it was also a nominee for that track. So I play "Don't Let Go" back when I was doing the nominees for Africa back on February 4th. And so that way I was saving Nameless in case that it won. So I kind of outsmarted myself there. But it did not win. It came in second place um, in the runoff to Cognition Delay, but there are no Cognition Delay videos. So we got some extra Aramaflor, and yeah, it was a good track to do it. So Sam is rolling up at the end here. Sam, do you have anything that you want to talk about? I was just about to drop off. Um,
No, no. Um, I was just checking in. Um, I guess you already mentioned like who won each region and stuff.
I haven't gone through everything. I just went through what I went through was best. Basically, I went through the runoffs: the best pop album, best experimental / other album, best folk album, best jazz track, best metal album, best metal track, and then that one was actually I had missed it my first time through. That was the best experimental / other track. So the best experimental / other album and the track were like on the thing next to each other, and so I had skipped over it. So next week I'm gonna go through the rest. I wasn't sure how
Okay.
long those would take me through, and next week we'll also be doing the album of the year and the track of the year. So what I can do is try to send out um, the winners that I've got. That way, you guys will know. I've got to spend some time looking at it to get the ballot out. That's the first thing I'll do is I'll get the ballot out and send that out for the album of the year and the track of the year. I'd already started on that actually. So yeah, there's just a couple things I gotta put in here. I basically was like, well, the best pop album is gonna go on that, and so the pop album went to the runoff. So I've got the placeholders in there. I just need to fill that in. So getting that out today should be easy peasy. Um, yeah, and I don't know if next week will be a longer show or not to get through everything. But I've had pretty exhausting last couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it after an hour here today and get through the rest
That's fair.
next week. But good news for me, my dog's training is over. So that was kind of it mostly not because it took a lot of time. It was just like a weird time of the day. That was annoying. But he passed his final exam today, so that's good. But I was traveling and then I got sick. Well, I mean, I don't even know if it's right to call it sick. I'm pretty sure I got caught in a wildfire when I was out on the trails, and I think I had bronchitis for about 10 days after that. So that was pretty unpleasant. But yeah, I seem to be over that. I wasn't out in the smoke for very long because it was pretty, like I knew that would be not good. I was only out in it for about like 6 minutes or something probably. But I don't know like how, I wonder how much of the like, like how much was there like particulate in the air like when I couldn't even tell that it was there. Like at first I thought it was just like somebody's big campfire, or I probably would have just if I'd realized how much smoke there was, then I probably would have just turned around sooner than I did. But yeah. So for forest fires, no bueno. I need like a Smokey the Bear cut out or something. So that's what I should do next week. I should have a Smokey the Bear background. So
Cool.
man.
So
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I might pop by next week then to
Okay,
listen to the other things.
cool.
Um,
Yeah, and this will be up on it's up on the YouTubes right now, and then it'll also be up on PeerTube. Of course, saying that it'll be up on the PeerTube at the end here is not very useful for anybody that doesn't want to use YouTube. It's watching it on YouTube. It's a little late for that. But in case anybody watched all of that and would prefer not to use YouTube, all the shows do get synced over to PeerTube as well over at dalek.zone, DALEK.zone. So yeah. All right, Sam. Yeah, I hope you're able to make it next week. And yeah, thanks for stopping by this week.
cool.
Yeah.